Hello fellow YouTubers, welcome to this glorious video. It's not really going to be that glorious, but I figured I'd talk about Wrestlemania and what I think is going to happen, and hopefully I get this up before everybody else gets theirs up, because at that point it really doesn't matter what I say. Then I'm completely overshadowed. And so anyway, I'm going to jump right in, and we're going to start discussing all 13 announced matches thus far. Now, the reason I have the phone is because I have the matches on the screen, so I remember all of these stupid matches. So, we have the Cruiserweight title match, we have Neville versus Austin Aries. I think this is one of those matches where you really gotta think Austin Aries is winning this. I don't think I've heard anybody say Neville is gonna win this. I've heard like one person, actually. And they were saying that Neville deserved a long title reign, but frankly, the Cruiserweight title hasn't gotten that at all yet. So, I don't think they're going to do it now. If anything, I think they're going to give it to Austin Aries, being as after Aries wins it, there's really no like top-level heel guy to take it from him. So, he'll probably have the long title reign, have heels chasing after him, and then eventually turn heel himself. Maybe in June, July, maybe. I don't know. Maybe SummerSlam. So, that's what I predict happening. Austin Aries is going to win this match with his dumbass finishing move. Then we have the Smackdown Women's title match, which is Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Mickie James, Carmella, and Naomi. Who cares? Why do they do this to me? This is the problem with having so many titles, because it's like you have to defend all of them on the show. And thus you to this point where matches like this, you've basically seen this match before, probably like 3-4 pay-per-views now, since the brand split. And it doesn't excite me in the slightest. I don't think I've heard anybody even remember the match is going to happen. That's how bad this is. Okay, I think Alexa Bliss has a pretty good chance of retaining. I don't really think Becky Lynch is going to win it. Natalya, I give her like a 1%. Mickie James would be my dark horse candidate. Well, not really my dark horse candidate. Scratch that. Okay, the only people I can't see winning this are Becky Lynch and Natalya. Really, I could see any of the other 4 women winning this. I don't think they'll put it on Naomi. I don't think they'd put it on Carmella either, being as she's been getting jobbed out lately. But she's the only one in this match who has a manager. And she's the only one without a story, really. She's just kind of been thrown in at the last minute because she's a woman. So, you know what? I'm putting my money on Carmella. Because Naomi's going to need a face to chase after. And if they really want to have multiple storylines going at the same time, which SmackDown's been pretty good at doing with the women, you can have Bliss and Mickie James actually feud. And then, I mean, I guess you'd pull Becky Lynch into a feud with Natalya. I don't know. Or you could just run with 2 feuds. 2 feuds. Stay with 2 feuds, please. Then we got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. Now, there's a list of 30 guys in this match. I'm not going to read the list off, because who really cares about the list? Really, it's a bunch of jobber jabronis, and then it's like Big Show, Braun Strowman, Sami Zayn. I want to say Strowman wins this, but I feel like the card is too heel heavy to begin with. So, especially with the pre-show, well, not really especially with the pre-show, because Austin Aries is a face at this point. Either Strowman's going to win it, I could see them giving it to Sami Zayn, because why not? But I'm going to pick a really wild person. I don't think anybody's really picking him. But I'm going to go with Mojo. Sounds stupid, doesn't it? But remember last year when Zack Ryder won the IC title, and it kind of seemed pointless, and people weren't upset about it, but it was just kind of pointless. And then, like, it almost got erased right away, because he lost to The Miz, like, the next night, and just stopped showing up on TV after that. So, Mojo, Zack Ryder's tag team partner, seems legit. Really, though, I think they'd have to do a SmackDown guy, really. Even though it looks like only the Raw guys have any chance. But you gotta have some SmackDown, you know, pride going. So I don't know. I mean, you figure they already got their women's title match on the pre-show. They got their tag teams on the pre-show. The only matches they have on the main show are the WWE title match the IC title match and the AJ Shane, which is a pretty bad look if you think about it. So then we have the Raw Tag Team titles, triple threat ladder match. Almost certain this is going to be the opener. Feel pretty confident with that. We got Enzo and Cass, Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Club. Personally, I'm great with this. I don't really care who wins because while I think Enzo and Cass should win, I don't think they will. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they ever won the tag team titles when they were in NXT. That was just their shitty luck. I'm pretty sure they don't really want to take the belts off the Club this early, because then we would have had 2 transitional champions, which, fuck it, it's WWE into 2017. They very well might. I'm putting my money on the Club though. I think it'll be a great match, honestly. Probably match of the night. If we're being serious, I don't see how this match could suck. I mean, Cesaro's going to be able to pull off a few good spots. Sheamus and Big Cass are going to be like the strong guys. Well, and Luke Gallows, honestly. You're going to be the big guys who can, catch everybody. Seems pretty self-explanatory. I think it'll be a good match. None of these guys are really bad. I mean, Enzo, in the ring at least. But it should be a good match. Then we have the IC title match. Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin. There's a sick part of me that says Dean Ambrose might win this. Just because... Why wouldn't they want to make me mad? But I'm pretty certain they're smart enough to realize Baron Corbin needs this win. But last year when Dean Ambrose needed to win against Brock Lesnar, he got his ass beat. So... I'm going to lean towards Baron Corbin. I'm going to go like 80% Baron Corbin. Because, I mean, why would they have Dean Ambrose win this? He doesn't need the IC title. For one, for Dean Ambrose fans, I'm sorry, but he wasn't a good world champion. And if you think he's a main eventer, then why the hell is he touching the IC title? You figure, we're going to need more main eventers soon. Because we're running low. Then we have the... that was the other SmackDown match. John Cena, Nikki Bella versus Miz and Maurice, which I guess I'll skip around. We'll do that match now. Okay, I watched SmackDown. Pretty certain they're like completely obliterating any chance anybody thinks the Miz wins. And when they generally do that, you have to assume the person who has no chance wins. So a good example of this would be Money in the Bank. 2 years ago, when I think Roman Reigns was in it, and we were all like, Roman Reigns is winning this, he's winning this, he's winning this, and then Sheamus won it. Remember that? Everybody was like, Sheamus had no chance of winning that, and he did, and he got a main event run for no reason. Another good example of this would be the first time that John Cena and The Miz wrestled. I remember back then, nobody thought The Miz was going to win, and he won. Would this be weird to have Miz 2-0 over Cena at WrestleMania? Yeah, a little bit. But frankly, I know the rumor is that John Cena's going to propose at the end of the match, which is all fine and good, I guess. But I don't see why... Remember last year when the New Day were in a match against the League of Nations, and the League of Nations won, but the New Day were they still got their stuff. They got, the Booty-O's box. Nobody even remembers the match. So I think that's what's going to happen here. I think they're going to let The Miz win. Whether Miz gets the pin or Maurice gets the pin, pretty sure they're going to win. And then that way, after the match, Cena can kind of have a, well, I'm sorry we lost, but it's WrestleMania. Pa-pa. And he proposes to her. That's at least the way I think it's going to go down. So, Miz and Maurice. We have Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens in probably the most well-built feud in this card. I'm in a situation where I go, we have too many heels winning, but this is one of those matches I can't see Owens losing. But again, last year, remember, everybody was like, AJ Styles is going to beat Chris Jericho. There's literally no doubt about it. And then Chris Jericho won. Could this be another situation like that? Could we have some shenanigans that leads to a rematch at the next pay-per-view? I don't know what the next pay-per-view is, but could we? Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, Samoa Joe is not on this card at all. So what that tells me is he's got to interfere in one of two matches. This match or the Triple H Seth Rollins match. So I'm going to go against the grain here and say Chris Jericho retains. Whether that means he wins, I don't know. But I think he's going to retain. Because he can just drop that belt the next night on Raw. It's no big deal. Or at the next pay-per-view. Now we have the Raw Women's title match. We got Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax. Logic dictates that Nia has no chance of winning this because she was the final person standing tall at the end of Raw. So let's throw her out because I don't think they'd want to do that to the fans. Let's also throw Bayley out because I don't think they're going to have her retain. A part of me thinks they will, and another part of me says they won't. But I'm going to say Sasha wins this. I don't know what people are predicting for this match because, frankly, I don't care about this match. But I could see Sasha winning as a face and then turning heel, like, literally the next night on Raw. Because we need faces to win, but I don't think it makes sense to have Bayley holding the title, feuding with Sasha, coming at her. I think it makes more sense for Sasha to kind of steal the belt away and then have Bayley coming at her. Because, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Probably is just me, actually. Then we have Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. This is going to be the under-respected match of the night. Whether it's good, it could be really good. It could be really good. Any match with AJ Styles has the chance to be really good. The question is, will it be? AJ Styles is so good in the ring that he has literally turned me into a Roman Reigns fan. Because he was able to pull out the positives of Reigns, showcase them, and hide the negatives so well that I don't even see the negatives anymore. I just see the positives. So, do I think this match will be good? Yes. Do I think Shane has any chance of winning? No. Because I think they're smart enough to realize AJ's going to get cheered. And if AJ gets cheered, then he's the face, which kind of counteracts the whole we need more faces winning thing. Hopefully. Either way, I mean, Shane lost to Taker last year. Does he get his win back? I just feel bad for AJ Styles. Remember before the Royal Rumble, people were talking about us getting Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. Yeah. Instead we got him losing the belt to Cena, losing the belt to Wyatt, beating Luke Harper, struggling to do that. Just so that way he can have a match with Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. And everybody says Smackdown's a great show. Not saying it isn't, but they need more depth. They really do. Because this is just bad. So then we're going to scroll up a little bit. We got Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. Who is going to win this match? I am going to win this match. If you don't believe me, Undertaker is literally my favorite wrestler. And Roman Reigns, if not my favorite wrestler right now, is like top 3. And I know I'm probably going to get a little like backlash on that. Fuck y'all. Feel free to actually argue with me in the comment section. I'll respond. I'll be like, oh, I like this about Reigns. If we can have a civilized conversation, I don't care. You guys can have differing opinions. But if you're just being an ignorant dick, then it doesn't really solve anything. Now, who do I think is winning this? Seriously, aside from me, because I'm not wrestling. No. Literally, I think this is... It should be the predictable match. Undertaker matches usually are. Yet, I want to say Reigns wins this. Because Undertaker winning this doesn't do anything. It really doesn't. Like, even in the past, like, okay, when he feuded with CM Punk, okay, well, if Taker won, he extended the streak. Well, when he fought Lesnar, if he wins, he extends the streak. And then he loses. So then when he fights Bray, it's like, can he reestablish himself? Will he be there? That was the story they were telling. And he was there, mediocre match, because Bray Wyatt's the shit. But point being that Undertaker winning doesn't serve anything here. Remember last year, they were really clear on giving Taker like something he wins for. This year, he doesn't have that. Now, granted, again, Taker, favorite wrestler. Literally the reason I watch it. Okay, the reason I started, the reason I continued for many, many years until The Miz took over for a little bit. So, do I think Taker wins? No. Do I think Vince respects Taker enough to give him the win? Maybe. Do I really, really feel certain about any answer? No. This is probably the most unpredictable match on this card right now. Because every other match, I mean, I can feel pretty confident with one answer. I can see why people go with one answer. This match, neither side looks too convincing. Does Roman Reigns win? Maybe. What does he really gain if he wins? He beat The Undertaker, WrestleMania. One of only 2 guys to do that. And if Brock Lesnar wins the title, then that could set up a program at SummerSlam for said title. So, could be interesting. If Taker wins, doesn't set up anything, we run the risk of Taker retiring without actually putting anybody over. So, hopefully Taker loses. And the sick fucking me really wants Reigns to get as much hate as possible. I know it doesn't make sense, but man, I was at Raw last week, and just the hatred for Roman Reigns is like unreal. Like, I'm sitting there chanting Roman Reigns, and literally I think I was the only person in my section chanting Roman Reigns, which I got a kick out of, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, Roman Reigns is getting the push he gets because he deserves it. So, anyway, moving on to one of our 2 main events, unless Taker main events, we have Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. I am really torn here as well. So, WrestleMania 21 was the only WrestleMania where both world titles switched hands. Okay, and that was because they were establishing John Cena and Batista as the future of the company. That's all fine and good. But literally, the other, 10 WrestleManias with 2 titles never had both titles switched hands. So, will they here? I don't think so. And I would really find it humorous if the second batch who do get that would be Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar. Because then it would literally be Cena, Batista, Orton, Lesnar. It'd be that OVW class. I mean, I'd laugh. But in seriousness, I don't think they're going to lay the belt on Wyatt because it doesn't help anything. It just leaves everything where it is. And I've been vocal about how I don't think Wyatt's ready to be world champ. Because frankly, he isn't. He's a mid-carder. Sorry, Bray Wyatt fans. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying the booking has been bad. Now, slapping a world title on somebody does not make them a main eventer. Okay, case in point. Jack fucking Swagger. Okay? Never was he a main event level guy. Never. When he won the belt, he wasn't. Before he won the belt, he wasn't. After he won the belt, he wasn't. I would be surprised if anybody argued with me on that. On the other hand, like Kevin Owens, he won the belt at the proper time. And with a proper build and a little bit of time and kind of luck and the proper storyline around him, he was able to kind of push himself up the card a little bit with the belt. It wasn't the belt, though. The belts don't do shit. I'll say it again. The belts don't do shit. You win the belt, that doesn't make you a main eventer. You lose the belt, doesn't mean you're a mid-carder. They're just props. Bray Wyatt wasn't ready. So, if he loses it, then when I was saying before, and I said, Bray Wyatt should have won the Royal Rumble, And then Randy Orton should have won the belt at Elimination Chamber. That way the dynamic would have been correct. Because then you could have had a young guy who, for one, won the Royal Rumble. Yay. First time since, what, Sheamus? Fucking Sheamus. Or was it ADR? I don't know which one won it last. But it's been a while, guys. So, if you did that, you'd have Bray Wyatt being the young heel who's able to use his mind games to control the main event of WrestleMania, basically. Giving himself a world title shot. Okay, that would have elevated him. Then he uses his mind control to help Randy Orton win the world title. So then that way he says, at WrestleMania, I have a freebie. I'm going to win the world title. And then you could have started the feud. But instead, nope. Let's just slap the belt on Bray Wyatt at some beat pay-per-view nobody will remember. Sorry, John. Doesn't matter that AJ got pinned because nobody remembers it anyway. And then you're going to have Orton win the belt at Mania? Why? So wait, Orton can go on a long title reign? So all you idiots who sat there and defended this, I mean, none of you guys did that in my comment section. I guess my comment section's smarter than that. You just look stupid. But anyway, I'm running off on a tangent here. Who do I think is going to win? Never bet against Orton? Just like never bet against Cena, unless there's, extreme circumstances. So I'm going to go with Orton, which leads us to the main event, which I think actually will be the main event. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. This title means a lot, doesn't it? This literally is the match I think I'm least interested for, because the fans have just completely, lost my respect, to be honest. All the fans who complain about Roman Reigns not being able to wrestle, well, dumb dicks. Goldberg can't either. Let's cheer for him. Hey, Roman Reigns can't cut a promo. Well, Brock Lesnar can't. Goldberg can. Oh man, Roman Reigns doesn't have the flips and the kicks. Well, Goldberg doesn't, and Brock Lesnar doesn't. Oh, Roman Reigns can't put on 5-star matches. Neither can Goldberg or Brock Lesnar. I don't get it. Hearing it in person, it's like, for real, people are like behind Goldberg. Why? When Batista did this, he got booed. Well, Batista could actually put on a match beforehand. I mean, he was too winded to at that point. But when Rock did it, he got booed. You can't tell me this is different. Okay, at least The Rock could, put on a match, sort of, at some point in his career. But Goldberg comes back, squashes an internet favorite in Kevin Owens, and nobody hates him? This is just stupidity. So, I'm leaning towards Goldberg retaining, and I think losing at the next night on Raw. Because I don't think they'll have both titles change hands. And I really don't think they're going to give the belt to Lesnar. Because everybody thinks Lesnar's winning it. Maybe Reigns comes out right after the next night on Raw. He says, I want a match with you, Goldberg. Because, I mean, if you want Reigns to be over, I mean, instead of having him beat like Triple H and Sheamus for these belts, why not have him beat Goldberg for it? It's just a thought. Oh, and Dean Ambrose, that was the third guy he beat for the world title. Nice company there. And thinking about it, I did forget a match. Seth Rollins versus Triple H in a non-sanctioned match. Who knows what that means? How do you win this match? Who knows? But I do know one thing. That means no DQ, correct? So, Triple H is winning this. I'm like 98% certain on this one. So, few facts. For one, Triple H has been recently winning, losing at WrestleManias, more specifically. Sorry, the battery life is going down, and I'm getting nervous now. So, WrestleMania 30, Triple H loses. WrestleMania 31, Triple H beats Sting in a match everybody thought he should have lost. WrestleMania 32, Triple H loses to Roman Reigns in a match fans wanted him to win. So WrestleMania 33, you guessed it, he wins. And why would he win, you ask? Because literally there's no reason for him to lose. Think about this, okay? Samoa Joe doesn't have a match on the card. Samoa Joe is teaming up with Triple H. Well, at least he can't interfere because this is a normal match, right? Ooh, no, it's a no DQ match? Well, at least, Seth Rollins coming in at this 100%. Wait, what? His knee is injured, and that's been the entire storyline behind this feud for the last few weeks? Well, shit, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that's a pretty damn good reason, well, 2 reasons, to lose a match. Does that mean the feud's over then? No. If anything, I fully expect, and God, I'm going to want to throw up in my mouth when I say this, but I fully expect Triple H to win the match. And then when they're beating him down after the match, guess who comes out, guys? It's the man of Ooh himself. And Ooh is not Kurt Angle. It's probably going to be Finn Dumbass Balor. But I mean, I'd like that. I don't even like Finn Balor. I hate that stupid guy. But the storyline would make sense. So that's what's going to happen. Do I think that means Seth Rollins has any chance of winning? No. There's like a 2% chance, because in WWE there's always a 2% chance. No matter what you think isn't going to happen, there's always a 2% chance. Always. So those are my WrestleMania predictions. I guess what I'll do is I'll guess the best match of the night. Best match of the night probably going to be best match in terms of work rate or entertainment for me, because that very well might be Undertaker Roman Reigns. But in terms of work rate, it'd probably be Goldberg Brock Lesnar. And I'm going to end the video on that note. Thanks for watching. Peace out.